What if your business knows its customers so well that no matter what you put in front of them, they keep buying it up time after time after time? That is the magic of the market dominating position, and we will break it all down for you and show you how to put it together this time. Several things we're going to talk about today. So you might have heard of a unique USP, a unique selling proposition. Our friend Sheena Lee talks about it all the time, and that's a good thing to have. Market dominating position kind of takes that to another level, and we'll talk about how that is and why that is. So we'll talk about the differences between the two. We will help you to discover yours. I'm going to ask you some rhetorical questions. If you want to answer them online, you can, but they're rhetorical. They're for you. And then at the end, I'm going to show you some examples of how to do it right and how to do it wrong. So your unique selling proposition or unique selling point are those, and you should have a list of these, are the benefits that help you stand out, that make you unique. A USP should, this is point 3, should quickly answer a prospect's, should particularly answer a prospect or customer's most immediate question. Okay. You're going to see in a moment how close that is to the other thing that we're talking about today. So at its core, it should answer a prospect's unique questions that they have. They're immediate questions that they have. They're not unique. They are immediate. So that sounds an awful lot like a market dominating position. A market dominating position is a USP, a unique selling proposition we just talked about, or some other benefit that, here's the key point, speaks to the hot button issue that a customer or a prospect is experiencing. So a USP is a benefit or benefits. USP is a benefit or benefits that your product or service offers over in the market over your competition, for the market that you serve. Okay. A market dominating position is a specific USP or benefit, that can be one or the other, that solves exactly the problem that needs solving, that a prospective client needs at exactly the right time. These things are very important. You got to solve the problem, and you've got to solve the problem that they need when they need it, and not a moment before and not after. So the benefit or solution must solve a prospect or customer's problem so completely that they would be a fool not to do business with you any place, anywhere, anytime. Your fit is just that good that there is nobody else that can even come close. Do you have a product or service or aspect of your business that you can say that is the case? Is that it fits exactly the need at exactly the right time in a way that nobody else can. So if they don't do business with you, if they don't take you up on what it is that you're providing them, they are idiots. They are fools. Yeah, that's harsh, but I want to drive that point home. Okay. I really, really want to do that, because this is the level you have to think at if you're doing a market dominating position, and you should. This is in the assessments that I do for clients. A market dominating position is right there at the top, because the success benefit is so good. 75% increase. It is so good, but it also shapes your culture, the culture of your business, the way that you do things. And it really becomes a part of your DNA. We'll talk about that more in just a little bit, but it really does become a part of of what you do, and everything that you are is that market dominating position. You can solve that problem unlike anybody else, and you are out to prove it. And that is how you stand out. So a good market dominating position should address these 3 issues, right? So it should address the problem that your prospects have but don't want, and it should provide the result your prospects want but don't have. And you should be the only one positioned to solve that issue. You should be the only company, the only business, the only person, the only solution for them. So why have an MVP or a USP? Okay, so without any sort of differentiator for your business. And I see this a lot, folks. And I saw it in my business, which is why I made a change, a major change, a sea change. If there's no other competition out there, or everybody says the same thing and you don't stand out, you're basically saying, okay, there's really nothing unique about me, so you should just give me the business because I'm the first. I was here the first, and I know I'm nothing special. I may or may not be able to do this, so maybe it's a little bit of charity there. But please take pity on me and give me your business. That's essentially what you're saying to people if you don't find any way or choose any way to stand out. And in the absence of anything that's any product differentiator in the market, people will go to price. And when they go to price, the lowest price, those who play the lowest price game, everybody loses. Everybody. It erodes away your bottom line and your any profits that you might have. You can discount yourself to the bone, and they'll let you. Trust me, they will let you discount all day long into oblivion, and then you end up running out of options there, and there's really, and you wonder how you got there. So think about that as we go into the next section. So let's talk about how to make your market dominating position. Okay, this is how to make yours. So these are some questions I want to ask you. We are building this from the ground up. Okay, so with that in mind, what benefits do you offer your target market that separates you from all of your competition? Let's just talk about your benefits right now. What do you offer? So break out your USPs. These are all USPs, okay, that we're making. So get your list, get it together, get that figured out, okay? Even if you have to go back and watch this several times, that's fine, no problem. I love that. Trust me. All right, so point number 2, what is the market that you serve? Now, excuse me, we talked about that just a little bit ago. Really give this some thought. Don't just say, I want chiropractors everywhere, or I want small businesses everywhere, because that will eat you alive in advertising costs and different distribution costs and logistics and all that. Actually pick an area. You don't have to pick a niche, but pick an area. Pick an actual location that you can something you can quantify. If that's the United States, okay, fine. If that's a given city or a region of a portion of a city, if it's a big city like Houston, I mean, it's, we're 60 miles across. So it'll take you an hour and a half to get from one side to the other, literally, driving car. So maybe you want a region of a city. LA is kind of the same way. It's a region, not a city. So, I mean, do you do that? Do you now picking multiple countries, unless you're a bigger company that can handle those logistics, might be a bit challenging. And so maybe you want to break this up, but identify who your market is. Okay. And maybe you say you do business in US versus Canada. Maybe you have to change a few things due to laws or culture or whatever. So think about that when you're really, and consider narrowing down your location, your target market as to what you want to do. I mean, if you want to do the United States, or a whole country, then there's some particular challenges that come with that, depending on what it is that you offer and what you do. All right, so we've got our list. We have our market that we're going to serve, and we've got that nailed down. Maybe you know these answers already, maybe you don't. Okay, point number 3. Are these benefits based on the hot button issues that your prospects, that your clients, that your customers are having? These benefits you listed in number 1, are they truly hot button issues, or are they just a list of cool things that you offer? Okay. Do they address the problems that people have but don't want? And the results that people want but don't have? Do they truly address those? Is there any one particular of your benefits that addresses this? Doesn't have to be all of them. It's okay if it's not all of them. Dwell on one thing and do it well. And does it meet this criteria? Does that one statement of a benefit that you offer meet this criteria? If so, that could be the workings of a market dominating position. All right. Okay, so if I were to walk through your company and talk to your employees, and ask them what their market dominating position is, or even their unique selling proposition, what makes them unique to the customers, to what degree would I get the same answer? What kind of, I mean, I know there's going to be a little variation. Everybody answers things a little different way, but the object here is culture. When you come up with a market dominating position, make it a part of your culture, make it a part of everything that you do. You'll see a couple of things, a couple of my examples. I brought them up before. They're nothing new, but you'll get to see another piece of how that all fits together. And if you've been to any of these places, you really understand how it all fits together. But it's not enough just to come up with the statement. You have to live it. Your company has to live it. Your business has to live it. Your products have to live it. That you're living that solution, and you have to, because with living it comes belief in it. And if you believe it, and you believe it's really solving the problem, and you have proof that it's solving a problem that is the hot button issue for somebody, then guess what? Your clients and your prospects are going to believe it too. So what is if you have multiple people in your business or organization, I know small market or freelancers, this doesn't apply, but if you were to ask other people around you what you do, what your unique selling proposition is, could they tell you? Because they're going to go, maybe they bring people to you. Maybe they sneak in those referrals. You knew I was going to sneak that in, didn't you? Maybe they bring you referrals, but they have to be able to explain what you offer. It's different if they're going to go be a product, if they're going to go be an ambassador for you, if they're going to tell you, help their, get their contacts to understand what you do. Are you really relating that to them if you have a small business? But if you have a little bit larger one and you have some employees, do they articulate that as well? Can your market dominating position be condensed into one sentence? Okay. Can it be condensed down into one sentence? Can you make that elevator speech with it? Can you update your elevator speech to incorporate it so that when you instantly talk to somebody, or your employees or your referrals go talk to somebody, can they articulate that in one sentence that is all that tells that prospect all they need to know about why they should choose you? That's hard. So what I didn't really dwell on with much of this is that this market dominating position can be frustrating for people. I mean, it can be, the results will speak for themselves. I guarantee you. I absolutely guarantee you. But there are some people I recognize who are going to get hung up on this, like writing a mission statement. So that's why I wanted to, really, really focus on these questions whenever they're coming up with it, so you don't get stuck. So if you ever try to write a mission statement for a business, can be a miserable experience, because you're essentially trying to. But then again, this could help you write that mission statement, because this really speaks to why you're in business in the first place. Not only to provide great value and at a decent price at a fair price for your clients, and to whatever, but to really address a particular issue that nobody else is addressing, that needs addressing at the right time. It needs addressing. Okay. So then question 6, while I get some coffee, what kind of bottom line how would this affect your bottom line? If you really incorporated this, how do you feel it would affect your business performance? What kind of dent do you think this would make in your market? If you realize very quickly that it does not make a dent in your market, then you need to go back and reevaluate your market dominating position. Excuse me. So it may not be as market dominating as you thought it was. Okay. So let me give you a quick way, a litmus test, if you will, to sample your statement against. Okay. It's called the "well, I should hope so" principle. All right. So if you come up with your statement and you present it to somebody else that's objective, third party out there, and their answer or their thought in their mind is, "well, I should hope so," then it's not a good market dominating position, because then everybody else is doing it. Or enough other people are doing it that you are not the unique person, the unique business, the unique service that will provide exactly the right solution at exactly the right time. So it's the and do this in your own mind as well. If you're brainstorming these statements and you're trying to figure out your market, what your market dominating position is, then that's the well, I should hope so. Okay. And you know, I've had to do, it's a small humbling experience. I've put it against what I offered. And so that's why I decided to make changes. I realized there was nothing I was doing that was standing me out in any way, shape, or form. There was nothing I was doing that was standing my business out in any way, shape, or form in a way that I could articulate. I was also realizing that I was having trouble relating to people who aren't marketers what it was I did. Okay. And what it was my company did. And everything that surrounded it. I was having trouble doing that. So I really had to go back to the drawing board and go back down to foundations and say, what is different here? And this statement applied a lot. The well, I should hope so statement. So a response, as it were. So I hope that helps you a little bit there. Now, let's talk about some examples, good and bad, of a market dominating position. All right. So the first one here is a realtor. So we're going to have the bad example first, and then we're going to have a couple of good examples. And I want you to really take some time and study these. Even if this is not your niche, it's probably better off if it's not your niche. But I want you to see what the differences are. So a bad example would be, yes, we help families buy or sell their home, right? A good one is we help a family get into a larger house to buy a larger house than they thought they could afford. That speaks to a specific problems, doesn't it? All of a sudden that speaks to value. You are getting a whole lot more value than you thought you could afford in terms of the size and quality of the house that you're buying. Okay. Or we help you sell your house in 60 days or keep working until it's free until we do. We work for free. So that says, what does that say to a potential seller of a house? That says, if you pick me as a realtor, as a real estate agent, I'm invested in your process. I got to sell this thing. Otherwise, I'm on the hook for it. And I don't get my fees, which is what I live by. So to me, a market dominating position. All right. So moving on. Another example here, a dentist. And this may be a big deal. So bad one, this is what we offer family checkups and we offer family checkups and fix what's wrong, right? So typical dentist. But now I saw this is a great idea from the examples that I had is a dentist that we offer the same services to everybody at copay prices, whether or not you have insurance. The next thing there you see is the Invisalign concept and that has brought some new business back. Now, that one I had put that there because when you think of dentists these days, you almost think of Invisalign. It speaks to the marketing that Invisalign does. Let's go to Buc-ee's. No, I want to throw that one in the middle here. Okay. So yes, they're a gas station who offers convenience items whenever you're and gas and fuel for your vehicle whenever you're on the road. Right? That's the bad things. The good stuff. Top 2 reasons to stop at Buc-ee's, and you see the actual sign. Yes, this was an actual sign down on the bottom here that they put out there. Top 2 reasons to stop at Buc-ee's. Number 1 and number 2. For those of you who don't know what that is, number 1 is urine and number 2 is poo. Okay, let's just get that out there. So, but as you recall, and I did not put the picture of it up, but what they sell are their bathrooms. Their bathrooms are rated some of the cleanest in the country. And so they make sure they are rated among the cleanest in the country. And at the time these have gone up, nobody really focused on that in the convenience store world or the travel center world. Nobody did that. They have changed that, and now you see these other chains that are where Buc-ee's go into. They're trying to compete. They're trying to alter to do what they do to catch up, because Buc-ee's has truly changed the game on that aspect, which is it's a free thing. They don't make money on the bathrooms. They make money on what happens when you come out of the bathroom and you see all the stuff in the store that you can buy. But their mission is then accomplished, because to get to the bathroom, it's usually in the center of the store. And so you had to walk all the way through all that stuff that you're going to come back to get it. So the mission accomplished there. So daycare, these somehow got out of order. All right, a bad one is we provide a safe environment for this will prove my point. We provide a safe environment for your child to learn and grow. Well, I should hope so, right? So you get to see that in practice. So how would a daycare capitalize on this? Your child will end up reading at a second grade level before they even start kindergarten. To a parent, that is powerful right there. That middle one is absolutely powerful. We don't treat your child we treat your child like a little person instead of just a number. That too is important. So now let's go back to our friend Jim McIngvale and Gallery Furniture. Another one you've mentioned. So I included some pictures. This is, I believe that top one is their main location, and as is the inside of their main location there. It's in North Houston, and so for those who don't remember, this is I've talked about him a lot too, and you can look him up. He's actually out there, and actually, if you go in the store, you're very likely to see him. I think he's in his 70s or whatever, but he's there almost every day. Working in that store, getting on the speaker, talking to customers. You're very likely to talk to him. If you buy furniture, particularly significant amounts of furniture, you see how big that store is. It's got all kinds of stuff in there you can't even imagine. But you will get a call. You will likely get a call from him. And think about how many people are in that store who are doing what they do, and yet here is the CEO calling you to talk about your experience. That is powerful, my friends. So let's talk about the furniture store. Largest, think about this for the furniture stores you've seen. Largest furniture selection at the lowest price, right? You see that all the time. These two statements below are actually, I edited them a little bit, but they're pretty much his statements. Buy today, Gallery Furniture delivers it tonight. Okay. Buy today, we deliver it tonight. I genericized it, but he always says, buy today, buy your furniture today. Gallery Furniture delivers tonight. That truck is following you home in some cases. That's how quick they are. That is their big deal. And then the other one is, we have your solid wood American-made furniture. He does say that. And I'm going to try to say it the same way he does. It is hokey as all get out, okay? But it works. Buy your solid wood American-made furniture today, and we'll deliver it right away without any frustrating back order slip. The back order slip, right? So when you go to the message there, you go to a lot of furniture stores, and they have central warehouse. And so you buy the furniture. They don't deliver it that night. They don't deliver it the next day. They don't deliver it for a couple of weeks. Or they really don't have it in stock except for that demo. So you get a back order slip. And you get to sit on this thing and think about your purchase and regret your purchase until this actually shows up. So they have cured that by they make a big deal out of the back order slip, and he tears it up on camera. His commercials are not hard to find. I'll warn you, it's hokey, but it works. It has been hokey for 30 years, and it's not going to change because it absolutely works. So, no matter how much money he gets, no matter how sophisticated he gets, he still defaults to many of the same things he's got in there. So, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this is mind-altering in getting you to think about your business in a way that's more so than a unique selling proposition. Several of us talked about unique selling propositions, right? But there are things about them that we're missing. Things about them that just don't go far enough. Okay. In fact, the market dominating position can be a unique selling proposition that will benefit. So really take that to see what that looks like to take it to another level. and really go after that market, and let's see what that does to your bottom line. Let's see what that does to your situation. Let's see what that does to your company culture, to your business culture, whether you're a small business that starts out really simple, or you're a Fortune 1000 company. What does that do to your culture to really rally behind something that is, the particular statement about a hot button issue in a market that you provide the benefit for and nobody else does?